Hi, happy Snatchoween and welcome back to my channel. Today I think I'm going to do some Asian inspired horror. I've been asked to do some Asian horror tropes. I'm going to do a JUNJI Ito tribute today. JUNJI Ito is one of my favorite horror manga artists and I want to do his Uzumaki spiral look, okay? So if that's something you want to see, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and ring that bell for post notifications, alright? And leave a comment down below, it really helps with my channel. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, we're going to start with a white base today. Okay, so I'm going to prime my face. I'm going to try my new Milk Hydro Grip Primer, which I got off Amazon. Milk doesn't deliver to Singapore, so I finally found this on Amazon. And everyone raves about this, so let's give this a go. Okay, so I've been wanting to do a JUNJI Ito look for a while. It's sticky. And I found a few tutorials on YouTube, but they weren't very good. I mean, they looked a little bit messy. And then I saw on TikTok, Abby Roberts did one. I'm going to be trying to do the version Abby Roberts did. She's such an amazing makeup artist. She also does all these spooky looks, and she does a whole bunch of creative looks as well. She's so talented. Okay, primer's on. Let's got the base on. So I've got my mirror on, pure white. Okay, so JUNJI Ito is really one of my favorite horror mangas. I first came to know about him when I watched the movie Uzumaki, which was basically what this look is based on. Okay, this big spiral. That movie wasn't great, so it wasn't a great introduction to him. It didn't really capture the essence of the manga. I think I only discovered the manga many years later. It's not spreading very well. And Uzumaki, which is spiral in Japanese, is basically the story of a town which is gripped by obsessions with this spiral. Okay, this starts appearing all over the place, and then this character starts appearing on her face and starts burrowing into her head. Okay, and people start dying of really weird and really gross ways. And this is JUNJI Ito's themes in his manga, is that he does a lot of this existential horror. He takes something seemingly very simple, he makes it into this existential, mind-twisting, unsettling horror. And his art style, he uses these very simple lines, okay, and very simple shading, which I'm going to try to recreate on my face. At the end of the whole story, he has this really intense, large, complicated, gross, beautiful panel which both shocks and delights you, and you can just spend hours looking at the detail in the final look. I'm going to have to even that out with some clown white, okay? This eye is still stained pink from yesterday's zombie look. Okay, so the spiral will be on this side. Okay, there's a lot of line art today, so we're going to set this white base. Okay, let's get this face tapes on and start sketching up the eye. Okay, so there we go. And now I'm just going to sketch out the eye and the spiral on this eye. Okay, so the eyeball will be just basically around my actual eye. So when I look this way, you'll see it as an eyeball. It's almost like a Bratz doll challenge. Okay, I'm going to use my own socket as the shadow. So it's sitting in this tunnel of a spiral. Okay, and then we draw the spiral. Clown white, ready to do any erasing. Okay, and now we can go and deepen that up to make it more crispy. Which black shall I use today? Okay, smoke show it is. Let me clean this off a little bit just to make it nice and crisp. I'm going to make sure that's dry, and then I'm going to go in my P. Louise because I think that creases a little bit less. Okay, so JUNJI Ito has many other characters. He started off with this series about this girl called Tomi. And Tomi was this girl who was raped, and then she came back from the dead as this girl who could not die. A very famous illustration of hers where like she's splitting into two, she's got like this demon version of her coming out of her face. That's difficult to do, I think that needs prosthetics. And he's got this other character called Soichi, which is this young boy who has nails in his mouth, goes around terrorizing his family and other people. Okay, that looks better. Let's set that quickly with some white from the Smoke Show palette. Okay, I'm going to go in and deepen up some of these lines. So Junji Ito's stories are usually quite short stories. He has all sorts of really strange stories. There was one about the end of the world. As I mentioned earlier, he likes to use these very everyday objects and make them really, really terrifying. So he's done things with balloons, where like these balloons start to appear one day and they basically suck your soul, and then your head grows so big that it floats off into a balloon. Who thinks about things like that? The Japanese really have the greatest imaginations. And he's even got one about this chair, about this weird chair that someone's living inside the chair and molesting people who sit in it. It's so bizarre. The brow bone of mine is distorting the spiral a bit, but let's just work with that. Okay, let's go in with some shading. Very precise shading. I'm going to use the Smoke Show palette. Use smaller brushes this time. So we're going in the black. Let's do it. Make sure it's a nice crescent. And just blend it just slightly. It looks like it's a shadow, the tunnel. Just blending it down, okay? And the shadow around this here too. So other than this existential type of horror, Junji Ito also likes to delve into phobias. He has a lot of images where he's playing with things he knows people are terrified of, such as insects, bugs, creepy crawlies, and holes. It's trypophobia when someone is afraid of holes. Add the details of this eyeball. Okay, gonna use a whole bunch of liners. Gonna start off with looking this way. I'm just gonna draw a little crescent on top, the continuation of the eye. It's gonna be like that. Going in with the squiggly bits, I'm going to be using my Silver Beauty. My Silver Beauty is being put to a lot of use for Halloween. I'm just going to draw in very, very fine tip, the little veins coming in. Use some of the P. Louise at the bottom too. And then I'm going to go in with those classic Junji Ito squiggly lines all the way around. So Junji Ito, they tried to make his stories into an anime, I think last year. It was really badly done. Didn't capture anything at all. I tried watching a few but really couldn't sit through it. And I think they're remaking the Uzumaki movie, so that's coming soon too. I think that's going to be quite exciting. I can't wait. There's something about Junji Ito's lines and this shading technique of his, where he uses weird mixture of squiggles and straight lines that really unsettles you also, I think. Okay, it's not the simple cross-hatching or the simple just using shading. He does a mixture of all these really incongruous and weird looking squiggles. Okay, using shadow, I'm going to smoke out this lower part here. And then from this, I'm going to extend this cross-hatching shadows. Okay. Using a small brush, I'm going to use some white to do some negative space underneath. Use my Inglot white liner. Like that. Okay, moving on to this eye. This is going to be a very simple, sad eye. Okay, Abby Roberts and Junji Ito use a normal brow, but since this is drag, I'm going to make it a bit more of a, I guess, a sad brow. Using my pencil again. Okay, sad brow. Okay, this is a sad, why is this happening to me brow. But actually in the comic she seems quite happy to be eaten by the spiral. Yeah, so Japanese horror anime is something that I really enjoy too. I know there's this other one that I used to read called Magical Girl Apocalypse. It's about time travel and apocalypse and weird magical girl things. Quite cool too. Yeah, Japan is really a treasure trove of amazing imagination. Even all their cartoons like Miyazaki and all that, really very, very imaginative, very, very different from your Western sensibilities. What did I say about Halloween is time for Asymmetrical Eyes? Okay, so this one, I'm just going to do a very simple doll's crease. Okay, I'm not even using any grays today, it's all just black and white. Okay, I'm not swooping up a bit sad. Ended up a little bit underneath. Pulling it down. I'm just gonna cut that crease. My brow cover actually gives those Junji Ito lines already, so that's perfect. Repeat this kind of shading down here too. And using my house labs, I'm gonna draw in some sad lines. Alright. Line this one. Junji Ito, but make it drag. I'm going to go into the cartoon lines around the nose and the lips. It's the same with the Super Beauty. Okay, since this only works almost one angle, like this, the nose, I'm just going to outline it there. Okay, and draw some shading under the nose. I'm just going to go around here. These lines now. Okay, I'm trying to figure out this contouring. Okay, so I've just done a tiny little bit of black. Okay, I wiped off most of this and just gave myself a bit of a contour, and then I'm going in with very, very thin strokes to try to get this Junji Ito shading down. Drawing. And then here, and this which strokes are this going to be? Okay, I'm going to do my chest. Okay, for my chest, I think I'm just going to paint on the white. Much better, much easier than using the creams. Okay, so Maron Paradise paints. Okay. Okay, now I'm just going to draw in the cartoony bits. Using the black, I'm going to draw the shadow of my chin there. And the same, I'm going to go in with these shadings all the way around, all the way across. And for this and this, drawing these lines right across. More dense on the top, to less dense at the bottom. Okay, so I'm just going to draw on the lip quickly and I'll be right back with the finished look. And this is the finished look. I actually had to take off some of the makeup here and redo it. I redid it with eyeshadow, which was much better effect, I think. Okay, and my lips, of course, it's just my black lipstick and just stamped on with some clown white to make it look like it's shaded in. Okay, so I hope you like my Junji Ito look, and just do a Google image search for Junji Ito and look at all sorts of crazy stuff that he's been doing. Alright, and check out Abby Roberts if you haven't already. She's a really amazing creative makeup artist, and I couldn't have done this without referring to her Instagram picture a million times. Okay, and happy Snatchoween, and I hope you enjoy. Oh, my hands are filthy. Don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and ring that post notifications bell for more Snatchoween looks. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye! Man hands. Ooh, filthy. Check out my other videos. I did a pop art zombie and a pumpkin. Bye.
It's scary though.
No, I look. Huh?
That's scary. You become a different person then. I'm going downstairs.
That's what drag. That's
I'm going to
drag.
gym.
Now,
Because like after lunch, I'll be resting.
okay. Resting kawal.
Wow.
Okay.
This is scary, darling.